Let's go.
How many more spider people are there?
Save it for Comic-Con.
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 multiverse movies.
This universe is only one of an infinite number. Mr. Strange.
For this list, we're looking at films that feature multiple parallel realities. Our rank is based on how good each movie is, but also how well it explores the idea of a multiverse. Because we will be discussing some key plot points, this is your spoiler alert. Is there an alternate reality from a movie you'd like to live in? Tell us in the comments. Number 10. The One. Jet Li fighting himself? We couldn't leave that off the list. The One was savaged by critics, and it's every bit the campy action affair you would expect. But thanks to the premise and Jet Li's talents, it's still a lot of fun if you're in the right mindset. LA cop Gabe Law learns that he's being hunted down by Gabriel Yulaw, a version of himself from another universe. By absorbing the life energies of 124 doubles, Yulaw hopes to become the One.
This place is shaped like this. You believe this is the only universe. There's not just one universe. There's a multiverse. Every time a massive star dies and becomes a black hole, a new universe is created.
On Yulaw's trail are two Multiverse Authority agents, played by Delroy Lindo and Jason Statham. Jet Li used different martial arts styles to portray Law and Yulaw, and his battles against himself are the highlights of the film. Number 9. Happy Death Day to You. How do you top a time loop? The sequel to Christopher Landon's black comedy slasher Happy Death Day goes bigger by linking the original premise to a larger multiverse. As in the first installment, Teresa Tree Gelbman wakes up to discover that she's reliving the same day. But this time, it takes place in a new parallel dimension, with some subtle and not so subtle differences.
There's only one of you here because the other you got knocked into a parallel dimension somewhere in the multiverse.
Okay, Brian, thanks for clearing that up. That was super helpful.
While it's not quite as fun and fresh as the first film, Happy Death Day to You is still an entertaining watch and packs in some interesting themes about grief and what makes us who we are.
You're living someone else's life that doesn't belong to you. Like your pain, that loss, that's what makes you you.
Number 8. Parallel. Imagine if you could travel to alternate universes and do whatever you wanted in them without consequences in your own. Would you steal ideas, seduce a crush, get revenge on an enemy?
So every time you go through, you enter a new attic with the same start point. But when you go back, you always re-enter our world. And each time you go through, it's like it resets the timeline.
But what are those other timelines?
I think it's parallel universes.
In this Canadian sci-fi thriller from Mexican filmmaker Isaac Esban, 4 friends in a software startup discover a mirror that leads to parallel worlds. Time passes more slowly in the other universes, allowing them to return with knowledge of the future, or at least variations of it. Naturally, as the friends exploit this find, it all spirals out of control in the messiest ways possible.
My mom read all these to me when I was a kid. I stared at this every single night.
So
there's no G in Callahan!
Now there is.
Parallel isn't a perfect film, with some questionable cinematography and dialogue, but it is a fascinating exploration of its central idea. Number 7. Justice League. Crisis on Two Earths.
My world is similar to yours in many ways, but very different in others.
Oh, wait, don't tell me. On your world, you're the leader of the Justice League.
As a matter of fact, I was.
What if our favorite superheroes broke bad, and DC's greatest villains were the good guys? That's the premise of this direct-to-video animated film, based on storylines by comic book writers Gardner Fox and Grant Morrison. Believing that an infinite multiverse renders every action meaningless, Batman's evil counterpart Owlman wants to destroy it. Crisis on Two Earths sees the Justice League teaming up with an alternate Lex Luthor to stop villainous variations of themselves. The high stakes make for a gripping story, and the climactic final battle explores existential questions about the multiverse and what it would mean for our lives.
I choose to make the only possible real choice.
You're insane.
Does it really matter?
Number 6. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. While the first Doctor Strange movie also touched on the idea of the multiverse, it's Sam Raimi's Multiverse of Madness that goes all in on the concept. The sequel introduces America Chavez, who has the power to open up portals to different dimensions. Hunted for her abilities, she finds protectors in Strange and Wong. We won't give too much away, but the premise allows the movie to dive into the quirkier and, well, stranger sides of the multiverse, including different versions of familiar heroes.
The Illuminati will see you, Stephen.
The strong horror elements feel fitting given the overwhelming nature of the multiverse and the dark denizens who lurk within.
Wanda, what do you know about the multiverse?
Viz had his theories. He believed it was dangerous.
We're glad we live in a universe with this movie in it. Number 5. Coherence. If you haven't heard of this film, maybe it's because you've shifted dimensions without realizing. Or more likely, it's because Coherence is seriously underrated.
These are pictures of all of us. They're pictures. Somebody marked us.
I'm trying to figure this out.
The psychological thriller follows 8 friends as a passing comet messes with the fabric of reality. Eschewing grandiose special effects, the movie puts its philosophical ideas and complex characters front and center.
There is another theory, that 2 states continue to exist separate and decoherent from each other, each creating a new branch of reality based on the 2 outcomes.
Perhaps most fascinating of all is how each character and couple navigates the crisis. You're sure to see a bit of yourself and your friends among them. There are bigger, more bombastic multiverse movies, but Coherence really stays with you, leaving you thinking long after the credits have rolled. Number 4. Source Code.
Who bombed the train?
I don't know, bomb the goddamn train.
Then go back and try again.
Back where?
You will have 8 minutes, same as last time.
We warned of spoilers, and here they come. We couldn't include this sci-fi thriller in our list without giving away the twist. Jake Gyllenhaal's character, Captain Coulter Stevens, is led to believe that he's in a simulation of the past, constructed from collective memories for his military overseers. He has 8 minutes to identify the bomber in a terrorist attack. Turns out, however, the truth is more complicated and actually involves alternate timelines and realities.
You thought you were creating 8 minutes of a past event, but you're not. You've created a whole new world.
As he did with Moon, director Duncan Jones takes a sci-fi premise and fills it with engaging human drama, making Source Code as compelling as it is ingenious. Number 3. Spider-Man: No Way Home.
You just stop talking.
When everything goes wrong with the multiverse, the results can be, well, glorious. For fans, anyway. In this sequel to Homecoming and Far From Home, Peter Parker's interference in Doctor Strange's spell breaks the multiverse, bringing villains and heroes from previous films into his world.
Hello, Peter.
The level of nostalgia in No Way Home could have been gimmicky, but seeing Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland together is genuinely amazing.
I love you guys. Thank you. All right, let's do this.
The chemistry between the cast, especially Holland and Zendaya, adds emotional weight to the story, making the film as moving as it is fun. Number 2. Spider-Man: Into the Spider-Verse. The webhead swings in again to grab another spot.
You're amazing, man. We're a little team. Me as the teacher who could still do it. You as the student who can do it, just not as good.
Innovative, funny, action-packed, and heartfelt, Into the Spider-Verse is everything a superhero film should be. After the death of Peter Parker, Miles Morales takes up his mantle, becoming the Spider-Man of Earth 1610. He's joined by Spider-Men and women of parallel worlds that feature some notable differences to his own.
Wherever I go, the wind follows. And the wind, it smells like rain.
Hi guys. Konnichiwa. Hajime.
This could literally not get any weirder.
It can get weirder.
Voiced by Shameik Moore, Morales makes for a fantastic hero who's easy to root for. The animation is stunning, with stylistic choices that flesh out a unique version of the multiverse. In this dimension, at least, Into the Spider-Verse is one of the best multiverse movies ever made. Before we unveil our #1 pick, here are some honorable mentions. Turtles Forever. Worlds collide in this fun team-up between the 1987 and 2003 Ninja Turtles.
Behold, a multiverse of accursed teenage mutant ninja turtles!
Sliding Doors. This rom-com looks at how chance events can completely change our lives. John dies at the end. Strap in for a weird ride in this bizarre comedy horror.
You're standing on the thin, cool crust of a gigantic ball of molten rock, hurtling through frozen space. You're in a situation that could threaten the nature of said existence on said molten ball, depending on which decision you make.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. #1. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Mrs. Wang, are you with us? I am paying attention.
The title isn't kidding. This sci-fi comedy is also an action movie, a family drama, and more. The initial premise is simple enough. Laundromat owner Evelyn Wong wonders if she should have made different life choices and struggles to connect with her family. What follows, however, is a mind-bending journey into the multiverse. To rescue reality, Evelyn must absorb the skills of alternate selves, learning kung fu, knife fighting, and even how to live with hot dogs as fingers. Directors Dan Kwan and Daniel Scheinert pushed their premise to the absolute limit. And Michelle Yeoh delivers an incredible performance as Evelyn.
All the places I could be. I just want to share with you.
It is an emotional roller coaster of a story that makes you laugh, cry, and everything in between. In other words, everything all at once. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.